Stuffing all these bands in my pocket. I heard you talking shit, you better watch it. And they like, bro, Kitz, you gon' blow up, yeah, you got this. And now I'm blowing up and you can't fucking stop it.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Mellow Talk. Today, we have a special guest, a well-renowned artist in the hyperpop underground. The artist, Kitz. Am I saying it right?
Yeah, Kitz. Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's Kite.
Kite? Okay,
Yeah.
It's Kites.
No, it's Kitz. Yeah, no, you got
Kitz?
it.
Okay, Kitz.
Yeah.
All right. Kitz. Now, introduce yourself to the audience.
All right. Hi, I'm Kitz. I'm Wait, hold on. Restart. All right. Keep like that. All right. So, all right, 3, 2, 1. Hi, I'm Kitz. I make hyperpop. My biggest inspirations right now are like Glaive, Midwest, and like Eric, DOA. And I've been making music for about like damn near 5 years.
5 years. Wow.
Yep.
So what did you just start out as like rapping like right away, or you just started making beats?
Sort of both. At the age of 12, I started rapping with like my friends and stuff, and I got like a little Blue Yeti and started recording. And then I realized I sucked at rapping at the time, so I wanted to start producing beats, and I just started doing that, and then I did both.
Kind of caught on after that.
Yeah.
So you like Midwest? So you like all the like really big hyperpop dudes like Midwest, Eric Dota. Yeah, those guys are goated though. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, they're so good.
What's your favorite song by them?
My favorite song by Eric has to be right now it has to be so many. It's All a Waste is really good by Eric. With Glaive, I like 1984, and Midwest right now is 223s. That's a really good one.
223s, yeah, that's really good. So, so you said that those guys really gave you like the inspiration to dabble in hyperpop, right?
Yeah.
So like, over your career, like you have a couple, like a ton of tracks over your catalog over like 11 months, and you've been steadily growing too. Like I've seen like a lot of people's been attracting to you lately, especially now. Like, do you have any like thoughts on like how much you've grown over like the past few months with your music?
Honestly, like for the first few months, like when I started getting a couple of hundred like followers on SoundCloud, I was like hyped. Yeah. And I was like excited about it. And like as soon as like Repeating History dropped and like everybody started like I started getting like a lot of traction, it's just been like too much for me to handle. I mean, I can handle it, but it's like a lot for me. But I still want to get more though.
Yeah.
I'm not comfortable yet.
Like to me, like hyperpop fans, they kind of like obsessive a little bit. Like from my experience, like when I see like hyperpop fans, like they kind of be a little obsessive over artists. But I can understand why, because like it's a really like interesting, and it's like very energetic, and you have, especially like with your music, like Repeating History is a really great track, like really great. It's energetic. It has everything that you need, everything that you want to have in a quality track. So like speaking of that track, like were you ever like expecting it to like get as much traction as it has now?
Hell no, I was not expecting it, because I just came home from school one day and I sat down, pulled up like a Midwest type beat and recorded on it. Didn't think much of it.
Oh really? So you just found the beat and you was like, let me record some shit, see how. Wow. And shit's at what, like 11K right now? I think it's at 11K.
11K dude. SoundCloud, like 50K on Spotify.
Dude, that's fucking wild, dude. And it's like that's like the best part about like interviewing artists is like when you get those moments where there's an artist where they have like that one track that just blew up that they never expected to blow up like that. It's just crazy how they like tell you like how it's just like, oh, it was supposed to be like a regular track that I was just gonna post on my SoundCloud.
Yeah, honestly, like it's like don't overthink shit when you like word to Kenny Beats. Don't overthink shit when you be making music like this.
Right. It's just like you just gotta just do it, bro. Like, and that's what I like about a lot of the artists at interviews. Is they just get into it and they just do it. They just do what they like to do.
Yeah, for sure.
So, you know, on top of like, you know, that song and all the other songs that you have a lot of like collaborations too. Like damn near like every track I've seen, you've collabed with producers or had multiple producers on like one track, like Fumiko to like a couple other dudes. That you know, I've seen those couple of those guys too. Like Fumiko, I know because I've seen his like drum kits been thrown around in the underground too. But he's a really good producer. So like, what was it like your experience with a lot of those like collaborations that you had over your
So
career?
yeah, so all those producers were so good. I always I'm always picky about who I choose to produce for my music.
Yeah.
And people like Fumiko and like fucking Simon Spark and those people, I always use their beats because of like how they sound and like I don't know, there's just something special about those types of people and their beats.
Yeah.
And I guess like working with them is just like it's special because like most of my biggest songs are by them.
Yeah. And they do a really good job at what they like. Their sound selection and everything is like this top tier, especially Fumiko. I really like his beats and everything. It's
Shout
really,
out to
yeah. I'm trying to get him in for an interview sometime too, but he told me that he don't really speak good English, so I was like, I'm gonna figure out a different way to get him an interview time.
Yeah.
So, do you have like any like favorite tracks from any of those collaborations that you enjoyed making?
One of the songs I had the most fun making was Property by No EDV. I think I forget how to pronounce the name, but like it's them and then like 555 with Crucifix and Fumiko and Frosted. Frosted is really good at producing for his age right now. How
old is he?
He's like 15. He's been working with like Midwest and that. And like
you've been working with Midwest
at the age of 15.
15?
Bro, it's crazy.
With Midwest? Like the Midwest?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Fucking at 15, dude. What the Bro,
yeah,
what the
Frost is crazy.
Dude, what the fuck? Nah, that's wild.
Shout out Frost.
Bro, shout out to Frost, but like, bro, is you like born different or some shit? Like the fuck?
I don't know. Yeah,
nah, that's wild, bro. So, but the another thing I want to ask you regarding collaborations, like, do you have like any other hyperpop artists in mind for you, like in the future that you want to collab with at all?
I want to collab with like all my biggest inspirations, hopefully in the future.
Like Midwest and Eric Doa.
Yeah.
I
really want to collab with them, hopefully, or like just like everybody I look up to right now.
Yeah, I mean, if you keep doing what you're doing, you gonna get there. Like, like you have that energy, and I feel like it would definitely like clash in a good way with a lot of those artists. You have a really good flow and everything too. Like you just know how to flow with the right beat.
Yeah,
it's like your energy matches the hyper. Good. And speaking of the hyperpops, like, what do you like think of the genre, like as a whole? Like, what do you think could be like done different, or what should be kept the same?
I love all the music, well, most of the music that comes out of this genre, and the community is really good, but there's obviously parts of the community and like some groups of people that I do not fuck with.
Yeah,
just because of their weird, like, well, obviously you're gonna get like weird people coming out of like this fucking crazy ass genre, but it's just how it is.
Like I would say, like from my experience with hyperpop, it's kind of been a good and bad thing. I would say, like, there's definitely like I found some talented artists like you or Fumiko and a couple other people, but like then at the same time, like community's kind of like toxic hell. Like there'd be some toxic ass people in hyper. It's like why? It's like why are you acting this way when you got such talent and shit? And like it's like why? It's like why, man? And it's like it's hard to like really like collaborate with artists in the hyperpop scene because like there's so many like clashing indifferences between certain artists and shit. And it's just like they can't like really get over it and this makes quality music. Like I'm glad like I'm seeing you like get along with all the artists you're with and shit and you're collabing and you're just doing everything that a good artists should be doing.
Yeah.
So, do you ever like see yourself becoming like a staple in the hyperpop community in some time?
100%. I see myself being like, I know it's like kind of like egotistical, but I'm not even trying to have like a big ego, but I see myself like being very successful in the future when it comes to this type of stuff.
I mean, I don't see it as being a big ego, dude. It's just being confident, and there's nothing wrong with being confident at all, like whatsoever. Like, as an artist, you should always be confident in what you have. Like, for me, to be honest with you, I'm not even close to being whatsoever, but I'm getting there. But like with you just had that confidence, like it's gonna be good because you put the work in. You put the work in, so you know how it goes. So, and like, I really believe that you can be a big staple in the hyperpop community as long as you just keep doing what you keep working.
For sure.
Oh man. So
thank you.
So, since that, repeating history track and all the fans you've been getting, like you've been getting a lot of traction towards you because of that track. Like, where are you going to see your fan base going in the coming year? Like, what are your hopes for it?
Let's see. Well, now I'm trying to figure out how to like increase my growth on Spotify and Apple Music instead of SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Or just like all three at the same time, because Spotify is where most people are going to find like your music, but SoundCloud is a good way for you to build a fan base at first. So I'm going to find out how to increase my growth on Spotify and Apple Music. And I see myself getting like easily like 10K by the next year.
You would definitely get some, like, if you like submit your music in some playlists, you would definitely grow pretty quickly because you got some pretty good tracks.
Yeah.
You just do you, bro, and it's gonna get to you. And you already got that fan base going already. They're pretty supportive right now from what I've seen, which is a good thing. So it's like you got some
supported.
Yeah. But how have they like helped you with your music, like inspired you?
Well, there's certain people like that support my music that like, they like pop in, they like stream my music a few times. It's cool, like they're cool.
Yeah.
But there's other people that like show other people my music and like you really like push out my name and stuff, and it's so inspiring to see. Just like they don't have to do all that, but they do it.
Yeah, but they do it anyway because they really like it.
Yeah.
I mean, you got some pretty good goals going for you in the coming year, which is good. Like you have a pretty set plan. It's like you know what you're doing. And it's like it feels like I'm talking to like a fucking veteran who's been in like the music industry and shit. Like I feel like I mean that's a good thing though. That's a good thing that you do your research and shit. Like
it's always important.
And on top of that, you have good songs and shit. You know what you're doing. It's like it's good that you have all that experience under your belt.
Yeah.
So, from what I've seen, do you have like any like big projects coming up, like any EPs or like albums? Because I haven't seen any like on that SoundCloud. Like,
yeah, so I usually take December months and months like December to like relax and not really drop anything.
Yeah.
But with all this like due time, I'm always working on music, and so I do have an album in the works, but I can't really say much about it.
Yeah, I don't want you to say too much.
Yeah, but it should be coming out sometime next year, hopefully.
Ooh. You got some big collabs for it too?
I say so.
Shit.
To me.
Shit, you hear that, Mellow fans? Got some big projects coming up. Kitz coming up soon. Y'all
Indeed.
just need for real. So, another question for you. If you had a chance to perform your music live, would you do it? And what track would you pick?
For sure, 100%. I think if I had to choose just one track to perform, or just like all
right, let's say three tracks. Pick 3 tracks. Catalog.
All right. I have to pull it up real quick. Hold up, because I can't remember what music I have.
I know, yeah. Trust me, I know that feeling. So you just be forgetting your tracks. I'd be doing.
All right, so I do. If I had to choose 3, I do repeating history, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
And then I do Wishing You Were Mine.
Yeah. That's a good one.
And then I do there's one more that I really like. I do Accidental, which is not out yet, but it's gonna be really good.
It's gonna be out. That's dope.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that's crazy. Repeating History would go hard at a. I'm not.
No, that'd go crazy.
Yeah, cause it's so catchy. Like it just and the drums and shit. Like this is just the whole song is like this is well done. And I really liked it when I was listening.
Yeah, like, that took me like 20 minutes to record, bro.
20 minutes?
That took me 20 minutes.
That's how you know. That's how you know like when a beat's good, and it's like you're already coming up with the idea in your head. It's like it just be clicking like that.
Yeah, I don't even write shit though. It's just like I just think of it and I record it.
You don't write any of you don't write any lyrics for any of your songs, or
no? It's, that's why you never see like my lyrics in the descriptions because I just like say
for real?
something and say it. I never write it down.
So you just freestyle your shit,
kind of. Basically. I wouldn't say like freestyle, but it's like as close to it.
Yeah, I mean, still that's actually like really talented. If you're able to just coming up with your head. I mean, like I do the same thing, but like to be able to just come up with your head and just make it rhyme and shit and actually put it out, like that's like really that takes a lot of like effort, time, and it's like that's crazy. So that's probably why you never had lyrics.
Yeah.
Worst track of your career? Do you have any worst tracks? I'm putting money on. You probably don't. But
oh no, there is.
you not even zero.
Okay, well it's not up anymore. Like, are you talking about like anything that's up right now, or just like what stuff I deleted?
Just any type of song. Like if you deleted it or not deleted it.
All right. I'm gonna say anything that has to do with my Dante Red era, where I had a bit crush my vocals.
Ooh, you hated the bit crush?
Yeah, I hated all that, bro. I used to do that all the time.
What made you hate it so much about doing?
I don't know. It's just like it's not even about the music. I mean, the music was like cringe because I was like cloning Dante Red, but I don't know. It's just the whole time I thought I was like the dopest person ever because of it. But
well, I mean, at least you got out of that and found your own way of doing your own thing, which is good. Yeah, so, I mean, dude, like that's pretty crazy though that you've collabed with a ton of like artists and shit that have connection to with Midwest. So like you probably have it. Like, have you ever asked like Frost of actually like trying to get with Midwest sometime?
No, I don't think I will. I think I'm just gonna try to like, if I ever do want to work with Midwest, I'm gonna try to get his attention myself.
Yeah,
but like, because I know when people be asking questions like that, it's just annoying.
Yeah, that's true. What's up with the Ice Bear thing? Like, what's your obsession with Ice?
Ice Bear is the best Cartoon Network character to ever come out of Cartoon Network.
For real?
Don't even play with me. Yep.
I mean, I haven't watched We Bare Bears in a minute, but I mean, when I was watching it, like Ice Bear was definitely like top tier best character.
Oh God.
Especially he was definitely up there with like Finn and Jake and shit. Fucking Mordecai and Rigby. Like those were probably my only shows I ever watched. It was Regular Show, Adventure Time, and fucking We Bare Bears. It was like the only ones. So but We Bare Bears is top tier though. It was just like it was something different. It was like you see like three bears that are like brothers and they're like all different types of bears too. It's like you wouldn't really expect like something like that. And it's like they go into like everyday life and shit. And they are all roommates too, which is even funnier. Like that's just funny as hell.
Yeah,
I mean, I like the aesthetic that you going for with Ice Bear though too.
Yeah,
it matches your energy because like he can be like Ice Bear can be like shy at one point, but he has all this fucking skill and all this like immense abilities that no one knows about. He can literally do anything. And it just like kind of complements your versatility over your hyperpop beats, and that you can change up.
100%. That's kind of like my main like. That was like one of the reasons why I chose Ice Spears, because like I think he represents like my personality a lot. And he probably shaped how I grew up and how I am right now.
Yeah. Hey man, cartoons can really be an inspiration to people. I'm not gonna lie. Shit, that was the same thing with me a little bit. So, another question: if you were able to go back in time and tell yourself something before you started music, what would you tell yourself?
I would just tell myself to not give up, because I almost did at one point when I was like 13.
For real?
And I was like still making beats, but my beats weren't good, obviously, because I haven't been doing it for like a long time. But I almost wanted to give up, but I didn't. So,
well, it's good that you didn't, man, because we wouldn't have all this fire music that you have right now.
God.
Shit. And it's like you going up too, for real.
Oh God, thank you.
Bro, you deserve it, bro. You got all the credit, man. Like you put in the work in. And there's nothing best than seeing an artist put the work in and actually like really, see the fruits of their labor actually prosper.
Yeah.
That's a good thing to see. And for like a last question I would ask, what would be like a tip you would want to give to like any aspiring artist that want to try to get to where you are at, or just trying to get somewhere with their music?
That's a good question. Let me think for a second. Don't give up. Keep progressing. Keep doing stuff that you like doing, and build an audience, a friend group, or something that can help support you.
That's what you really need, man. You gotta have people to support you too. Speaking of that too, I'm sorry that I had to say last question earlier, but I know that you're in a couple Discords that I've seen with a ton of other hyperpop artists. Like, what was your experience with those artists and hearing their music?
A lot of the Discords I'm in, I try to be active in most of them, but there's only like 2 or 3 Discords I'm really active in. So like Double O Click used to be Gun Range, but it's like Discords now. Gun Range doesn't exist anymore. And Eric Room and Dystopia server, and I think that's it. So those are like the main servers I'm usually in. I like being in those servers a lot. And everybody that makes music in those servers are so good. And they like Double O Click was the first server that I've ever joined, actually, for this like whole scene, I guess. So if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be like doing this right now. Kind of.
It's a good thing. It's good that you have like a lot of good inspiration. Like Midwest, all those guys worked really hard to get to where they're at, and they built a pretty fucking wild genre with hyperpop. Like they really built up hyperpop to be as hype as it is, because hyperpop, hype in pop, literally. It's literally in the name.
Yeah,
so sure. It's great to see like a lot of artists within that genre really just continue to build on what those guys made, as well as create their own sounds out of it too as well. And I would just say, dude, like if you're a hyperpop artist watching this, bro, just keep doing what you're doing. Experiment what you have and just continue to work on it. And you're gonna see it grow. Like seeing with this artist right here, he's growing off of his own work and everything, his own work ethic. As long as you have that work ethic to really put it in and experiment and just do it, bro, you will see the success. And is there anything you want to say to the audience before we close?
Do your homework, stay in school, and
don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs. Drink apple juice.
Drink apple juice.
Have a good Christmas.
Yes, sir. I don't know when this episode's gonna come out, but have a good Christmas. Have a good New Year's. Happy Hanukkah. What else? Happy Kwanzaa. What else exists? Just have a great winter in general. Have a great, awesome. And I say to my Mellow audience, Mellow out.
Mellow out.
And recording.
Hey,
let's go.
Showing up again and again and I can't sleep. I've been slowly losing my patience, so please don't test me. All up in my head to the point where I can't breathe.